Hello everyone, welcome to my videos. Myself Ashwin Nayak. From today, let us start the ninth standard social subject in the history part, the second lesson, the medieval India and political transition. In my previous class, we are studying the Rajput dynasties and then in these dynasties we can study the Gurjar Pratihara, Gharwal, Paramaras, Solankis, Chandelas, and Chauhanas. And then, what was the contributions of these Rajputs? So these are all information, and then art and architecture of this Rajput. So these are all information we have studied in our previous class. But still today, we start the arrival of Turks. The arrival of Turks. By defeating the small kingdom of Rajput kings, the Turks built their empire in the subsequent year. The establishment of Turks rules, those religion of Islam, was not completely unaccepted. The Arab had made to failure there. Attempt to cap the Sindhu region from the beginning, the 8th century still. The Sindhu region was always under the constant threat of Turks attacks. The Turks belongs to a nomadic tribe of this Mongolia, a part of Central Asia, who had accepted Islam. Alpha Alaptizin, who belongs to this tribe, the established his independent states in 963 C. Ghazni, the region of Afghanistan. The battles between the Turks and Rajput started from this period. Now let us start the Mohammed Ghazni and then Muhammad Ghori. Let's start at the detailed informations of this the Muhammad Ghazni. Okay, look at the chart. He was born on the 971 C. His father was Sabakhtijin. Emperor was Ghazni. Muhammad Ghazni. Ghazni, the ascendant throne after the Alaftigin in 1999 C. Muhammad Ghazni invaded India the 17 times. The famous Somanatha temple and the temple of Saurashtra were destroyed during the innovation. Through all the Rajput kingdom of the western India were battered by this the innovation. They failed to face Turks with unity, and then the Muhammad succeeded in his the innovation due to the political and military weakness of this Rajput. The Muhammad invaded the 17 times and carried away the enormous amount of these golden ornaments and wealth to that Ghazan. Though he did not build the empire in India, his innovation showed the way to the future Turk innovations into India. Similarly, the various of this Rajput who had become the weak and internal rebellious also got to the display. So this is the one that Mohammed Ghazni he has entered to defeated for this Rajputs to enter to participate and then to empire the role of this in Central Asia. And then that informations about the Muhammad Ghazni. Muhammad Ghazni. A Ghazni, a Turks dynasty served Shansbani to Gor region of this Afghanistan came to prominence and ended the rule of Ghazni dynasties. Ghiyasuddin Muhammad, the ghost of this dynasty, ascended to the throne. He sent his younger brother Mujahiddin Ahmad to establish Turk rule in India. He is called as the Muhammad Ghori by the historian. Look at that map, the how the Muhammad Ghori to started their empire. He started his first innovation by designing the Multa. He wanted to capture the place of Sindhu that were under the rule of Muhammad Ghazni. He invaded Anilwada of Gujarat and got defeated there. This defeat made the Muhammad to change his plan. He attacked Peshawar and conquered it. Then the Khusro Mallika's Lahore surrendered in the place of this India. And then they keeping Lahore as a century. The Muhammad attacks the plans of India. The Muhammad attacked the plains of India. This attack was naturally resisted by this rule of this Delhi by Prithviraj Chauhan III. Muhammad the returned to Ghor and again faced Prithviraj Chauhan III at the Tarain in 1192 earlier century. Govindrao and Bhola, who were instrumental in the Rajput victory during the first Taran battle, he was killed. Prithviraj Chauhan was imprisoned. Muhammad appointed his slaves to take care of the areas owned by him in India. He got murdered on his back to that Gori. And then, so what are the political implications of this Muhammad Gori and then Muhammad Ghazni in the Turks dynasties? The first political implication, the victor of Goris had many major political implications. The political system consisting a small kingdom, the vanished. A centralized rule of the Sultan, the who had immense power at the Delhi into existence. As a result, the either northern India came under the rule of the Harsha. The system of administration was different from this Rajput. The Sultan had the absolute power of their appointing their dismissing all officials. The military administration was also clearly the unlike the previous one. The soldiers are appointed directly by the Sultan. The soldiers remained loyal direct loyal directly to the Sultan himself. With the establishment of this rule of Sultan, the India got the recognized with the outer world, the which had the remained the cut off from this 8th century onward. So this is the political implications of this one that Turk arrives and ruled for this administrated at that areas. And further the Delhi Sultans was arrived with the departure of Muhammad. His slaves started strengthening their rules in their areas conquered by these Turks. Qutbuddin Aibak, a slave who had the very close to Muhammad and enjoyed his confidence, made Delhi to eastern wild capital of Chauhans. As a center of this administration, the other military general of these Turks who had remained in the India accepted Qutbuddin Aibak was there in the Sultan. Qutbuddin Aibak became the founder of Ghulam dynasty. The rule of Turk, which started by this Aibak, was continued by that Khilji, Tughlaq, Sayyid, and Lodi dynasties till all the arrival of this the Mughals. In this Gulami dynasty, all the people who succeed the Muhammad Ghori in all the place conquered by him in India were his slaves. The Qutbuddin Aibak, who established Turks' rule in the Delhi, was also a slave. His successors were also slaves, hence their rules of its termed as the Ghulam dynasties. Rule apart from this Aibak, Iltamash, Razia Sultan, Balban are important in this the Ghulams dynasty. And then the first, the Qutbuddin Aibak. He laid the strong foundation for this rule of Delhi Sultan. Qutbuddin belonged to a family of Afghanistan, Turk, and was a sold to the Khaji of Nishapur as slaves by these guardians. The Aibak received the education in Arabic and Persian language and was also trained in archery, horse riding, and in soldiers. Muhammad Ghori, who was the governor of Ghazni, pursued him as his the slaves. Aibak attacked the attentions of Muhammad Ghori by his bravery. He became the overseas of this attack on Indian after the second battle of this Tarai. He became the successor of this North Indian during the period of Muhammad Ghori. He ruled independently after the death of the Ghori. The Aibak the built Quwat ul Islam Mosque in Delhi. He also started building Qutub Minar there here itself. The scholars like Nizami and Pakhi Mudaddir were in his court. A work named Tajul Masjid the provides informations about that Aibak. And the next one, the Iltamash. He belongs to Ilbari family and was a slave to Kutubuddin. He was administrator of this Gwalior and became the successor of this Aiban. Ghazni king Tajuddin Yildiz and Sindhu's Nasruddin Qabaj could not tolerate to assistance to Iltamash as the Sultan. The revolt against him. The Iltamash defeated them and then conquered Ranatambora, Mandora, Mandora, Gwalior, Bilsa, Ajmer, Benares, and Kannauj. The Mughalian invaded India for the first time under the leadership of Genghis Khan. The Iltutmish made them to retreat successfully. This achievement of this Iltutmish made them to the retreat successfully. This achievement of this Iltutmish made the Caliph for Baghdad to issue a letter bestowing administrative power to him. Iltutmish divided his kingdom into a iktas, it means the province, and appointed the iktadars, it means the provincial officers, to run administration. He appointed a group of 40 sadas to advise him to administrative issues. The prime minister and judge used to advise him. The Iltutmish brought gold and silver coins into a circulations. He completed the constructions of Qutub Minar which Qutbuddin had started to build during his this time. Look at that picture. At that Iltutmish, he brought the gold and silver coins into the circulation. He completed the constructions of this Qutub Minar which Qutbuddin had started to build there in that period. And the next one of the Ghulamist dynasty's queen, the Razia Sultan. As Iltutmish's son Ruknuddin Firoz was incompetent, his daughter, the Razia Begum, became his successor. She was the first woman to ascend throne the Delhi Sultan. She earned the title She earned the title of Sultan and participated in the battle dressing as the man. She established her rule from the Sindhu to Bengal. The provincial officials who were unable to tolerate his rule resolved and killed her. And the next, another one king in the Gulami dynasty, Gayasuddin Balban. So Balban was a slave of Iltutmish and had been a part of Turks slaves group due to his loyalty. The intelligence and the good qualities. During the reign, Razia Sultan, he was appointed to the post of Amir-e-Shekhar. The Turks Sardars supported to him during the political unrest and emerged after the death of Razia Sultan. Balban became the Sultan of this Delhi. So after becoming the Sultan, the Balban controlled the misrule of disobedient the Turk Sardars. He destroyed the Turk Sardars, the evils of this group, He thwarted the Mongolians' attack and ensured the peace and order in this the kingdom. He implemented the various etiquettes and initiated various traditions in his court. The Persian styles of this dressing, he declared himself as the representative of the god and enforced absolute monarchies. He rebuilt his army and the support of this able military general in order to repel Mongolian attack to the build forts along to the border of this the northwestern India. The efficient administrator Balbuddin was succeeded by this Kaikyab. He was murdered by his own the wazir, it means the ministers, with his the slaves of these dynasties. So this type of this, the Gulami dynasty, it is started from 1206 to the 1219 year. It was the slaves dynasties to administrated with the all over the north and south part of this India. And then in this captain city of this Delhi to ruling on their. Apart from this, the Aibak, Iltamash, Razia Sultan, and then Balban, the important in the rule of this Ghulamid dynasty. So these are all the informations about the Gulami dynasties. So when the Turks has attacked to rule on this India, so these are the information about the Gulami Sultanate. In my next class, to discuss about the Khilji dynasty in the medieval India and then political transition. So thank you for watching this video.